The real estate market is changing, and in this video, I'm going to share with you the 7 biggest questions homeowners have about selling their homes in this changing market. If you watch till the end, I've got a silver lining for you that's going to make things a little easier. My name is Mark J. Schmidt. I'm with RE/MAX Country and MoveMeMark.com, where I help you get the most out of the real estate market and your home. If you're new here and you like what you see, do me a favor, hit that like button. Be sure to subscribe and make sure you hit that bell so you don't miss out. So you're probably aware that the real estate market has been absolutely crazy these past couple of years. And now things are starting to slow down. The economy is taking its toll on the housing market, and interest rates are definitely playing a huge part in how homes are selling nowadays. So with that in mind, I wanted to share with you the 7 biggest questions I've been getting from homeowners as I talk to them about selling their home. They seem a little nervous because they know the market is changing. They can feel the market is changing. And what I want to do with my clients is give them the information they need so they can make the best decisions for themselves. And I want to share that with you right now, so let's get started. Question number 1, is it still a good time to sell? Well, that really depends on what you're looking to do, what your goals are. You know, in the past couple of years, there have been people who have sold their homes because they saw that the value of their home went up so much that they were like, hey, you know what, let's cash out. But really, whenever you're selling a home, whether it's in a hot market or a normal market or a down market, it really is going to come down to what you're looking to do. What are your goals? What are your needs? Do you need to sell your home? Or is it more like, hey, if I can sell my home, I will? So first is it the right time for you to sell your home? Now, with that being said, let's take a look at some of the numbers. Number of closed sales are down year over year. Number of listings coming to the market is also down year over year. But the median sales price is up. So even with things being a little shaky, we're still seeing some strong fundamentals in our prices. Now, I want to warn you, you can't figure that you're going to get whatever you want for your home. You can't put your home on the market and figure, okay, well, I'm going to get, $50,000 over asking just because I put my home on the market. However, you can still get a great price for your home if your home is marketed properly and priced properly. We'll get to that in a moment. Question number 2, is the market going to crash? I made a video about this recently, which I'll put in the description. And, I'm going to give you the short answer right now. I don't see the market crashing. People like to compare this market to the market we had in the early 2000s. And they're just completely different markets. The fundamentals in this market that we're coming out of now are so radically different from the market that we had in 2005, 2006, 2007. Back then, people were taking loans with 100% financing. They would do 80-20 loans where they would get 80% of the value of the home for the mortgage. Then they'd get another 20% of the value. And, things were a little, precarious, let's say. Nowadays, with the number of buyers that we've had in the market, sellers have been able to be a little choosy in who they pick to buy their home. So the buyers who have really been winning the bids in the market over the past couple years are the buyers who have money to put down. Say, 10, 15, 20% and more to put down on the purchase of their home. These are buyers who've had better credit. These are buyers who have not been using adjustable rate mortgages. Adjustable rate mortgages were one of the big problems of the previous market because people would get into a mortgage with a low teaser rate, and then when that rate started adjusting, all of a sudden they couldn't afford the home anymore. We don't do that anymore, and most of the loans that were made over the past couple of years were conventional fixed rate loans. So the rate isn't jumping up and that payment is staying relatively the same. So do I see a market crash? No, that's the good news. I do see things leveling out a bit, but we're not going to see a crash like we did in the early 2000s. Number 3, interest rates are rising. How will they affect my home sale? Well, interest rates rising definitely can have an effect on your home sale. So what happens is when you are getting pre-qualified for a mortgage, When interest rates are lower, you qualify for more of a mortgage. You qualify for a larger mortgage because you have more money that you can devote to principal than you have to pay towards interest. Now, when interest rates go up, what happens? Now you have to spend more money on interest, which means you don't have as much money to spend on principal. This means that your overall qualification, the amount of money that the lender will loan you, is going to go down. So when interest rates go up, that means that the buyer pool for your home, the buyers who are available and qualified to buy your property, goes down. Now, that's not necessarily the end of the world. Listen, we had a lot of buyers who came out in the last 2 years. Many of them were not able to buy a home. And while many of them maybe no longer qualify for as much as they would like, or they've just left the market entirely because they were just sick of losing home after home, there are still many buyers out there who are eager to buy a home. And it's my job as your agent to make sure that we get those buyers in the door and get them excited about your home. So interest rates rising are going to have some effect, but definitely not the end of the world. Question number 4, will I get multiple offers on my home? Well, that's certainly a possibility. It's not like over the past couple of years where, you could put your home on the market and all of a sudden you're getting 10, 20 offers. We won't really see it like that. However, it comes down to supply and demand. We have to create a demand for your home, and that's really going to come down to how the home is marketed, what the condition of the home is, and the pricing. So if we get all of those things right, we can get high demand for your home, get those buyers in the door, get them excited, and get them bidding against each other. So it's possible. It's not going to be like we had over the past couple years, but it is still possible. That brings us to question number 5, home pricing. What's the best way to price my home? Well, we can't just pick a number out of thin air. I've seen homeowners who have done that in the past where they said, oh, my neighbor sold for this amount, I want to sell for this amount. We really have to get back to basics now and really look at what the comparable homes around you sold for and really look at the data. When did that home sell? How long was it on the market? What did it actually sell for? And what was the original asking price compared to the sales price? So if you look at a home and you see that this home was, say, on the market for $350,000 and then it wound up selling for $375,000, why was that? Was it because it was sold 8 months ago? Was it because there were a ton of buyers? Well, obviously there were a ton of buyers out there, but how is that going to compare to our situation now? So you really need to dig down, look at the data, and let's face something. How do buyers buy homes? Buyers buy homes by comparison shopping. They look at the price of your home based on its features and benefits and compare it to other homes that have sold recently or that are currently on the market. So if they see your home is way out of whack, they're not going to come see it and they're not going to put an offer on it. Here's something I always tell my clients. Buyers put offers on the best priced homes, not the highest priced homes. So if you price your home so that the buyers see the value, they're going to bid that price up for you. That's the goal here. Let the buyers get that price to go higher and not you set the price higher and try to beg the buyers to come in your door. Question number 6, how long will it take to sell my house? Now, this is a two-parter. So sometimes when people ask this question, they want to know, like, once we find a buyer, how long will it take to sell? Well, usually it takes 45 to 60 days to close on a home sale. But what I think people are really asking with that question is, how long will our home be on the market before we actually find that buyer? That's a little bit tougher to gauge nowadays. Back in the market we were just coming out of, you could put a home on the market and have one weekend of showings, and then by Monday, Tuesday, you've got a signed contract. It might take a little bit longer. You don't want to rush it. You don't want to say, okay, I'm going to get sold in a week and that's it. No, make sure you can find the right buyer and make sure, like I said, with the marketing, the condition of your home and the pricing, that you've got something that buyers are going to be interested in. If you have that, it's not going to take you a long time to sell your home. Now, here's another thing to consider. The market will always tell you how your home is priced and how your home is marketed and the condition. So if we find that we put your home on the market and we're having showings but no offers, we might be a little too ambitious with our price. If we find we're having no showings and no offers, we're a lot too ambitious. That means your price is too high and the market is responding accordingly. Remember what I said before. Buyers put offers on the best priced homes, not the highest priced homes. So you want to build that value. Again, get those buyers to bid the price up. Question number 7, will the buyers buy my home as is? Now, one thing we saw coming out of the market we just had was that buyers are doing lots of crazy things in order to win bids. They were limiting home inspections. They were completely waiving home inspections. They would say, I'm not going to have a home inspection at all. They would waive appraisals and things like that. We're not seeing that as much anymore. So what I like to do is, if a buyer is not going to automatically say that they're going to limit the inspection, I like to set that expectation with the buyer's agent ahead of time so that they know what we're expecting. So I'll go and say, while we're negotiating a contract, I'll go and say, listen, we'll agree to this price, but only if your buyer is reasonable about home inspection issues. If there's a safety issue, if there's a fire hazard, something along those lines, my client is happy to look into that. But don't come to us with the kitchen faucet handle is a little jiggly. We don't care about that. Come to us with things that, that matter. These little things, you're not buying a new home. Don't expect to be getting a new home where everything's going to be fixed up. As long as we set those expectations up front, we should have no problem, even if the buyers don't waive or limit the inspection. Now, I promised you a silver lining, and here it is. If you're a homeowner that's looking to buy a home after you sell your home, maybe you're looking to move up into a bigger home, maybe you're downsizing into a smaller home. In any event, you're going to have an easier time with the change coming in the market. The fact that interest rates are going up has brought some of those buyers out of the market, which means now you don't have to get into a situation where you're, competing with 30, 40 other buyers to buy a home. It'll make it easier for you to actually make your move. There have been homeowners over the past couple of years who I have come out and said, listen, I don't bother making your move right now because we can sell your home easily. But if you want to stay in town, it's going to be very difficult unless you start renting something. I've had other buyers who I've spoken to who said, hey, you know what? I was at a listing of mine and I was speaking with a buyer who came with an agent. And this gentleman told me, yeah, we sold our home and we've been renting for 18 months. We never thought we'd be in a rental for so long. It happens. But now there's much less of a chance that it's going to happen to you. So that's the silver lining here. You'll be able to make your move and you'll have a lot less stress than homeowners have been dealing with over the past couple of years. So that's it. If you have any other questions about selling a home, leave a comment in the comment section and I'll definitely be sure to get back to you. And for even more information on selling your home, buying a home, or even how to best enjoy your home, there's a fantastic resource. It's my website. You can find me at www.MoveMeMark.com. Thanks so much for watching. Here's another 2 videos that I'm sure you're going to love. And if you haven't subscribed yet, make sure you hit that circle and subscribe so you don't miss out. You have a great week, and I'll see you next week for more.